Thank you. Right, everyone. Happy Tuesday. As soon as the deputy starts letting people in, I'm going to call the docket. So just be patient. Oh, good morning. Mr. Sharp, how's your day going so far?
Can't complain, Judge.
I mean, it should be fabulous. You're in the 187.
Right. I just didn't want to seem like I was kissing up or.
No, everybody is always happy to be here. I'm staying hydrated.
Yeah, I think the heat index is all about 100 now.
Well, between that and my allergies, which I never had before I arrived in San Antonio. Now
I hear that.
Now I have to apologize to my brother because he was the only one in our family with allergies. And I always say, it can't be that bad.
Right.
Like, shake it off. But I did apologize to him. I'm like, I'm sorry. I now know that allergies are
But
bad.
it's a real thing, yeah.
It's a real thing. All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. Today is Tuesday. It's trial day. Please have a seat. There are plenty of places to sit down. It's not like in church where I'm telling everyone to come forward. Yeah. All right. So these are the rules. As you can see, there's a rope. Does everybody see the rope? Right in the well, Mr. Sharp, right here.
Oh, yes.
Yes. All right, so attorneys, when you want to approach, the first thing you need to do, and let's not all run at one time, approach the clerk, grab the file. What the clerk will do is he will put the file here. That way I'll know that you're up next. And he's been instructed, and everybody knows, to put them in order. So it doesn't matter if you're the last one, it's not going to go on top, it's going to go underneath, so it can be more orderly. And that way there won't be a lot of congestion here in the center of the courtroom. So I'm going to call the names of the defendants. Those who are in custody, their name will not be called. The deputies will be bringing them out shortly. If your case does not work out today, then you will be called back here for jury trial at 1:30. And we will do jury selection at 1:30 and testimony will start on Wednesday. Juan Flores. Thank you. And everyone, please stand up when I call your name and announce that you're here for me, please. Mario Guerra.
He's present with counsel.
Thank you. Eric De La Riva.
Here you go.
Thank you. Otis Toussaint.
Here you are.
Thank you. Marcos Ortiz.
President John.
Albino Flores. Caleb Coleman Lee.
Here.
Thank you. Kevin Castillo.
Here, Your Honor.
Stephen Velasquez.
No answer, Judge.
Council's present, Your Honor. I talked to him at 8:30. He said it's on its way.
Okay. Dacia Garcia.
Judge, I spoke to her just a couple minutes ago. She's parking.
Okay. Good luck on finding parking space.
It's bad today.
Yes. Daniel Vasquez.
Morning, Your Honor. He's on the way too.
Victor Perez. Victor Perez.
There's no answer, Judge.
Thank you. Doriana Garcia.
President Council.
Patricia Elder.
She's president of council, Your Honor.
Jose David Diaz. Jose David Diaz.
There's no answer.
All right, so these are the persons who need to be in impact court. Otis Toussaint. You need to go to impact court. And that's in the basement. Mario Guerra, that's impact court in the basement.
Do you
And
want that motion word down there?
yes,
Okay,
and the file will be down there.
thank you,
And I'm
Judge.
sorry about that. I didn't.
No
know
worries.
It's just on an impact until I read that. Hannah Gandara or Hanan Gandara should be in impact court. Saul Martinez, impact court. Jaime Soto, impact court. All right, everyone, is there anyone whose name was not called? Yes, what is your name?
Christopher.
Stand up. What is your name?
Christopher Rodriguez.
Do you know your SID number or case number?
Not off the top of my head.
All right, just give us a moment. We'll take care of that.
Sure.
Jacob Garcia. Do you know your SID number or case number? Speak up, please.
1028440.
All right, we will check on that. Anyone else? Yes.
Oh, Robert Alvarez.
Yes, he's in custody, so we'll have him out. All right, everyone, please confirm.
Jacob Garcia's on the recall.
Okay. All right, Jacob Garcia, you're on the recall, so we have you.
Ayala, CM,
We'll bring it down.
097047. Can't call yesterday. Maybe it's later. Well, the citizen. 116. What's that? Okay, they're gonna bring him.
Well, I don't know.
Yes, he's in jail. Yeah, on reduction. We're trying to get him out.
We'll take care of it. Mr. Do you want to confer with the state? Sure.
I'll be glad to.
I'll make a copy of it. I'll make a copy.
Okay, thanks.
This is the request. That's sort of the one. Sounds like. Judge,
Yes, yes.
I don't even. I talked to Norma and those ones that say impact are not impact because those are ours up here.
097.
I was slightly wondering what was going on, but I can get Melissa Christian and Otis to come back.
Okay, yes.
I'll go down
I
there.
don't know why it's listed as impact.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
thank you.
thank you.
Just cut and paste. You shouldn't have to-
Okay. They want to let the deputies know to make sure they do take anyone over there. Because there's some jail cases that say impact.
So she'll be the first one. It won't come back, so that's the only space.
Should I just talk into, I mean, yeah, we talked here last week a lot, and I think that One. I am down here. No, damn, we can talk her. She's pretty angry. I mean, there's some good things for her, and some things not so good. She's like, maybe possible.
We have file.
I was just gonna let you know, we're doing a plea, Judge.
Okay, no problem.
So are you saying that, and I'm not saying we're all good,
So essentially, it's like a cap.
But I mean, Alejandro and then, yeah, they were in the process.
Is she on?
I mean, I'll.
We're silent. They do that after we have to.
Okay, well, let me know if you can before I actually have that conversation with her. Just because, yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah, it used to be unless it's changed. Now it's all right.
yes,
We'll check it there and then we'll make it there. Back to the normal area, but yeah, you can definitely.
no. No, we've got other things together. But I want to make sure that
Deja Garcia.
It works.
Deja, D-A-S. Good morning, Judge.
Wait, you need to grab a file from over there.
He's getting it.
Okay. Yes, sir. Sure. So he said he wanted a bond.
They never asked for something exciting.
I'll go down.
They never asked for something.
Okay, see if the stage is available to do it. If they're not, then we'll set it. Okay.
Who was that other guy that was in? Angel Chavez. I sent them around. Actually, not the one.
Oh,
I don't think they care about that. I think it's just even if they indict it, it's only a stage or something. I don't think they're not. Yeah, the one with the DWI.
Norma?
It might have been right.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is that for today? Okay, awesome.
You're supposed to be here.
Judge, I just wanted to let you know she's here.
Okay, all right.
That's all, that's all.
Oh, that's all? Oh. Okay, you can put that back.
We're doing this alternating. You just started it being.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is it pretty?
Well, no, but then Michael came got me. So
Oh,
you want to put that? Yes, it's not supposed to be an impact.
okay.
She wanted me to get my steps.
So, pretty good.
All right, thank you.
Whenever you'd like to hear that.
Okay, just give me.
Yeah,
one
no
moment.
worries. Just whenever.
Thank you.
Well, I'm just gonna pull what we have.
All right, Ms. Christian, have you had a chance to confer with the state?
Yes. I don't believe the state has an objection. That's a court's inquiry.
No, there's no objection. I think this is prudent for a future resolution of the case.
All right, so we're gonna go on the record. Brenda, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, if everyone can please be quiet for a moment. Can I have Mr. Mario Guerra come forward? Court is calling 2021 CR 1198, State of Texas versus Mario Guerra. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
Melissa Christian.
And are you Mario Guerra?
Yes, ma'am.
The defense has filed a motion for continuance. Ms. Christian, what are your reasons for the motion?
First of all, Judge, we have an IT expert, a cell phone expert. This case heavily revolves around some cell phone data, location information, and we are still in the process of not only analyzing the data that we have, but we have subpoenaed some additional records from AT&T that my expert needs to receive and analyze. And in addition, in reviewing the discovery that has been uploaded, it would appear that there are some additional psychological or counseling records, perhaps from someone in Mexico. And I will speak with Mr. Villarreal about that specifically, but I do have the name and the address off the letterhead, and we would like to see those records.
Okay. State, do you have any idea about the Mexico counseling records?
I can confirm that there is the possibility those exist. I don't know about my ability to get those based on the fact that it's in a foreign jurisdiction and outside of our subpoena powers. But it's something that I can potentially talk with the division about in order to obtain these records.
Okay. And with regard to this IT evidence, when is that going to be accomplished?
Judge, my expert tells me that AT&T is very persnickety about releasing these records, and so there might be a bit of a tussle with that, but I'm hopeful that within 45 days we would have the records and he would have had the ability to look at those. But if the court wants to hold my feet to the fire and bring me back in 30 days, I completely understand.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Mario Guerra, I need jury trial date in July. This is your jury trial date, and whatever records that you need to subpoena whomever you need to subpoena, and if they don't give you those records, then they'll have to come in and testify as to why. So this is going to be your jury trial date. All right, so July 11th.
Okay.
And there will be no further continuance without push cause.
Understood, Judge. They would be excused, Judge.
Yes, after he gets his reset form.
Okay.
And Ms. Christian, thank you so much for having your verification and the continuance. You will not know how many I have with no verification.
My pleasure, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Norma. So much.
Who's approaching him? Jacob Garcia?
That's me, Your Honor.
Yes, where's Mr. Garcia? Okay,
Talk to him, rumor. He hasn't, quite had the number of this year. Ryan's the call.
Yes.
Morning, Judge. So we were set on the docket yesterday, if you recall, and we had an offer which was declined, so we were set the jury trial for today. As I explained to the court yesterday, we were set on a special setting on the 290th. We did file a continuance yesterday. I have a copy here. It's not file stamped yet. It's just been filed, not accepted. Trial is set to start at 1 p.m. in the 290th. Judge Penny's made that very clear to us. And overnight, I believe the state has discovered some additional discovery, which they sent to us. We haven't had a chance to look at it because we're prepping for this murder that starts this afternoon.
all right, we're gonna come back. Let's see if that case actually goes.
Can we be excused for today, Judge? Or
No, come back. Your client needs to come back here at 1:30. We'll see if that trial is actually going.
okay, Judge.
All right, thank you. Remember Mr. Garcia? Jacob Garcia is coming back at 1:30. Where did you see what page Mr. Jacob
He's
Garcia?
on the recall bench, I think like the first page.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, 4,000.
All right, thank you. Raymond Christo.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Where's Mr. Christo?
Judge, he's in custody.
Okay, so what is happening with Mr. Christo?
Judge, I've conferred with the state, Ryan's rumor. Mr. Cristo has a number of misdemeanor family violence cases. Mr. Brummer needs to confer with the state at County Court 13, prosecutor, and I suppose email me a package offer so I can review that with Mr. Cristo.
All right, just hang around and we'll see if they're able to do that.
Can I get a reset or not?
Well, I mean, let's see when they call downstairs to see.
I think it's going to take some time because he has like 3 or 4. They've got to contact the complainants in all the cases.
No. County Court 13 or wherever it is, with that judge, they should have already contacted the complainant. So I think it'll just take a phone call from Mr.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, where's the officer on this warrant? Oh, thank you. And Brenna, if I can have a white noise, please. I understand you.
If I wanted to see. Oh, Albert.
Okay, thank you.
2022.
We don't have one.
Thank you, ma'am.
You too, likewise.
Doriana Garcia. And where is Doriana Garcia?
Right there, Your Honor.
Yes.
We have received an offer and we're going to confer over it. Like reset.
All right, so after you confer, then come back to me and after you.
Oh, we did. I just did.
All right, and you send the offer to your client?
Oh, yes, yeah, I just texted it to her, but we're going to be waiting on, she wants to look into what the response is, like how it's going to work out according to her.
All right, Ms. Garcia, come forward. All right. All right, counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I believe to this point, yes, Your Honor, as far as I know.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can I have a 30-day reset? This is going to be your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea offers. You understand? June 21st. All right, so we're going to come back on June 21st. Make sure you get a reset form from the court before you leave.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, from the coordinator before you leave.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On the recall page, Judge.
You are so on it. Thank you. All right, who are the parties on Patricia Elder?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. What is happening with Miss Elder?
We received an offer today.
All right, and where is Miss Elder?
She's present.
All right, come forward. All right, have you received all the discovery?
To the best of my knowledge.
Ms. Ferguson, on Patricia Elder, I need a plea deadline date, please, and a trial date. And just put the plea deadline date the same day as the trial date. All right, June 20th is your plea deadline date and your trial date.
I
So
believe
what that means,
I believe that's Juneteenth observed.
that is true. It's a holiday.
So 21st. And
I'm not from Texas, but
it's a federal holiday now.
yes, it is. I appreciate, no, I'm not from Texas. I know originally it was just.
Well, if you're not from Texas, then you got word before we did.
Yeah.
That's how it works, right?
All right, so your jury trial date is June
21st.
21st, and also that's your plea deadline date.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor. And should we come to a decision prior to that, I will reach out to Ms. Ferguson and have it set earlier to resolve it.
All right, thank you. And make sure that you get a reset form from the coordinator.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Parties on John Anthony Ayala. Okay. If
Present,
you're,
Judge.
you need to get the file from the court. If you have a
If
file.
there is no file, it's a motion to revoke. I have to be at June.
No, if it's a motion to revoke, there is a file. Like the clerk will have a file on a motion to revoke. Yes,
You said John Ayala,
yes,
that's a writ for bond reduction.
James Alva.
okay.
We're ready to, I've conferred, we can't agree to anything. It won't be a long hearing.
All right, so my understanding is your client wasn't ordered, so we're gonna have to see if they can get him here.
All right.
All right, so if you'll speak to them and see if that's doable.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
If not, we may have to put it for tomorrow, but we'll see if we can get it.
I'll check on it. Thank you, Judge.
All right, James John Alva, have you conferred with the state?
Judge, I have, it's a motion to revoke. We've reached an agreement. I have to be in juvenile court at 10 o'clock.
Well, bring up your client. Where's your client?
He's over here, Your Honor.
Has he signed a trial court certification?
There is no certifications over there.
Well, I mean, maybe there will be, depending on what I do.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm gonna accept whatever agreement you all say you've come to.
Can't do it today. Perhaps tomorrow.
I can do it on the 16th.
Just board. It'll be fairly short, 10, 15 minutes.
I can do it in the afternoon.
Judge, may I have it come up today?
As we need to give, these are the rules in the court to guard COVID. You finish with your paperwork, give it to the clerk will give it to me.
In the afternoon.
Yeah.
1 p.m. 1:30. Right. Yes. I'll be sharp.
All right, who are the parties on James Alva?
Self. I'll figure it out. May he come
Now,
up?
he says there's an agreement that was
I
reached.
believe it.
Mr. Villarreal, are you all ready to proceed? All right, Deputy Laura, Deputy Mejia, can I have James John Alva, he's in custody? And if, I'm sorry, attorneys, if you'll stop blocking the people in the box for the deputy so they can see them. Deputy Laura, if I could have James Alva, please.
Alva?
When are you ready?
I'm ready.
Court is calling 2020 CR 7655, State of Texas versus James John Alva. Now parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense.
George Schaefer for defendant, Your Honor.
And are you James John Alva?
Yes, ma'am.
Show you two documents. The first is entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. The next is entitled State's Motion of Supplement Pending Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Probation. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? I'm sorry?
Yes.
All right, that mask does no good if it's not covering your nose. All right. Are you the same James John Alva who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 7655 for the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation on January 12th, 2021 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Violated condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant James John Alva, defendant there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of April through December 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
Are you pleased with that? True or not true?
True.
And the state would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Alva, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court can find it true, grant the motion, and not grant you community supervision and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. There's agreements to grant the state's motion, enter an adjudication of guilt, and assess punishment of 2 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and an affirmative finding of family violence.
Is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor, and we also ask the court allow credit for any time served.
Mr. Alva, you're asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, the court will follow your agreement, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Carrie, C-A-R-R-I-E, Lynn, L-Y-N-N, P-O-Q-U-E, AKA Carrie Lindell, L-I-N-D-E-L-L. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Nothing further from the state.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Alva, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Just one moment off the record, Mr. Lessa. I don't believe this is the correct trial. Is this the new? All right, Mr. Alva, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because that's not the correct one. Just 1 second. That's not the correct trial court certification. Everyone, just give me a moment. Thank you. Mr. Villarreal. Yes.
Well, maybe that's why there weren't any there in the first place.
There we go.
Oh, it's NCR. So it's not gonna have-
Because there's some extra steps. Let me see those.
There's some, looks like there's 2 different forms in there.
Yes. All right, just to be on the safe side, can you sign this as well for your client, and we'll just send both up, but there are 2 separate forms. I haven't signed that one, because I don't know when Lupe's gonna come up with the other one. All right. Mr. Alva, you've signed the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right, because this was a plea bargain agreement and each of, oh, you're still signing. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
And because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, and also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to contact an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
We're signing both.
Okay, this is the right one.
You wanna-
Judge, may I have a moment to finish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Deputy Moore, who are the people who are standing in the outside?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and if you'll give a copy to your client.
Do you know what writing is?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Alva?
David emailed me and I forwarded her an email. So I don't know if it's coming straight from him to her.
Because I would, I have always said,
That's not how this works. The purpose of statute of limitations is to, so you can file these.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
I agree with you.
It's-
It is, okay. You know what I mean? Like, people specifically told me yes.
Oh, get it there, sir.
All right, who is on Della Riva?
Present, Your Honor.
Yes, where's Mr. Della Riva?
Okay, Your Honor.
Yes.
Your Honor, we're ready. We've conferred with the state. We're still negotiating, giving them a counter. They've let me know that they think they're going to some other cases. And they've asked for a special setting on June 28th.
On the special settings.
I'm just letting you know what our conference
All right,
was.
come back at 1:30.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, thanks.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Will we be in this courtroom?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Is Jose Diaz here? Yes, woman, she's contacted the attorney. And did you get any response back from the attorney? He said he was gonna be here. Okay. Do you know, is there jurors in the hallway?
Yes, those are our jurors.
Okay, can you let them know that they're to come back at 1:30? Thank you. Good morning.
Jurors are all excited outside.
Oh, of course.
They're all walking in each other's 4 directions from 3 different courts.
You mean to grab the file?
Oh, I gotta tell the judge.
Just 1 second. Norma, can you mute us? And Brenda, can- Yes.
A plea coming your way on David Perez. He's competent, 100% he's competent, but he is a little like intellectually disabled. So just if there's any big words that may fluster him.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, are the parties ready on David Anthony Perez? Prosecutor, you're confirming?
Ryan.
Yeah, but there's some indictment.
All right, Brenda, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, the court is calling 2018 CR 13036, State of Texas versus David Anthony Perez. Do I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Brian Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Jacqueline Lamerson for Mr. Perez.
All right, and are you David Anthony Perez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Perez, I'm going to show you this document. It's the indictment. It's the charging instrument to let you know what you're charged with. Did you review that with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waive.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge. I also believe we filed a motion to amend the indictment, Judge.
Yes.
We would be proceeding, we'd ask for the motion to amend the indictment to be granted, and we'd be proceeding on an attempted assault of a public servant, which should be a state jail felony, Judge. And we'd waive the repeater enhancement allegation.
All right, defense, do you have any objections to the state's motion to amend the indictment?
None.
And do you have any objection to the waiver of the enhancement paragraph?
None.
All right, Mr. Perez, I'm showing you a document. It's entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. It's the document that tells you what you're charged with. It tells you your range of punishment and other things about the jury trial. And this is the document. Did you review it with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am, I reviewed it.
Did you understand it?
Yeah, I understand.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I signed it.
So the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempted assault public servant bodily injury. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if you have an agreement with the state, I don't have to follow that agreement? If I do not follow your agreement, you have the right to appeal and not, you have a right to take back your plea and you can start over. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, is he understanding everything?
I believe so, Judge. We did go over all that.
Okay. And do you understand you have a right to a jury trial? What that means is you have a right to, for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call on the right to remain silent. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you're giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you understand that by signing these documents, you're telling the court that you don't want a jury trial. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
I'm sorry, in counsel, have there been evaluations done?
There has been competency evaluations in the past. He was restored to competency and he is competent at this time.
All right. Mr. Perez, has anyone threatened you or placed you in fear or coerced you to get you to enter into this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what you've agreed to with the state?
Promise me?
Yes, have they promised you something other than what your agreement is with the state? Here's an example of that. Did somebody say, I'm going to give you money if you enter into this plea?
No, ma'am.
All right. So outside of your plea that you've reached with the state, which my understanding is for 16 months in the state jail facility, has anyone promised you anything other than what your agreement is?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you this page of the document, it's your plea bargain agreement with the state. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? It's the plea page. The plea page shows what you agreed to with the state. So on this page, it has that the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault. I'm sorry, attempted assault of a public servant bodily injury. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 16 months in the state jail facility, and you're not applying for probation or deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
All right, this next paragraph I'm showing you, did you sign that paragraph in both places? Is your signature on here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you understand when you signed that, you were waiving your right to appeal? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so the only things that can be appealed are motions that have been filed by your attorney that I've heard or another judge has heard and made rulings on. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have there been any such motions?
There are not.
Then to the offense of attempted assault of a public servant bodily injury, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? All right, state any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea.
Yes, Judge. State would offer State's Exhibit number 1 and all attachments.
No objections.
All right, Mr. Perez, the next document I'm going to show you, it's a document that's called waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. So what this is in this document is everything that proves the state's case. So it has the police reports in it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so again, do you understand that you could go to a jury trial if you wanted to? Did you understand that?
Yeah, I understand.
All right, so because you decided to enter into an agreement with the state, they're not going to bring any witnesses for your attorney to ask questions of. Do you understand? So the state is not going to call any witnesses to prove their case.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
All right, so there's not going to be any testimony today other than what's in this document. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of the lesser included offense of attempted assault of a public servant. Bodily injury. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, we just ask that you grant him credit for time served. He did go to SASH on this offense. And the only other thing we'd ask for would be a daylight release from the jail so that his mom can assist him.
That I have no control over whether it's daylight or not. He's probably going to be released at midnight. I have my thoughts on why people are always released at midnight as opposed to at some other time. But I haven't done proper investigation on that. And I can't get 60 minutes involved. So is this a judge unsatisfied?
Yes, the intention, yes, Judge.
All
Well,
right,
if
so
Judge is more than that's fine.
here's the thing about judgment satisfied. It's on state jail felonies and on TBC. Sometimes, I'm not saying it's gonna happen this time, but sometimes they will take them to the state jail facility to be processed and then they will be released. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I understand that, Judge, and I'll keep an eye on him, and Mom's very involved as well.
All right, so we'll do 16 months state jail facility, credit for time served, and I'll give him credit for any time served in inpatient treatment. And I'll show that the judgment is satisfied. Next. And Mr. Perez, the court has no control over that.
Yeah.
Now, what I can tell you is there was someone who was released from the Bragg County Jail instead of being processed at TDC. What I can tell you is once you're released, to me, this is judgment satisfied.
So am I getting time served?
Yes, I'm giving you all the time that you spent in custody. You're receiving that time, and you're receiving any time where you were in a state facility.
Time served?
Yes.
And we just gotta get that paperwork.
I mean, that's a couple of days at the most. So.
That I can't tell you because I don't know what the process, how long that process is taking.
I'm already gonna be released.
This starts that process.
Yes, I can't, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you're gonna be released tomorrow because I don't know that. What I can tell you is on my end and what will be placed in the system immediately is that you have all the time necessary to have completed your sentence. But they have to process you and have you in the system. Okay.
It's just paperwork.
And if there are any issues, your attorney can always approach the court. We're always here every day.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Perez, the next document I'm going to show you is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review this document with your attorney and did your attorney explain to you what it was? All right, because this was a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal or to have a do-over. And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Good luck to you. Make sure you stay on top of any health issues. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Judge. May I have excuse?
Yes, thank you. Who are the parties on Marcos Ortiz?
I'm here for a judge.
Okay. You have them come up?
You want my client as well?
Yes. And then Mr. Murray, if you'll have the clerk pull your file again.
Yes, sir.
Brennan, what page was Mr.
He's on the top of the recall, the first version.
All right, thank you. All right, and then we have Mr. Marcos Ortiz. Yes.
Judge, what we're asking for is a short reset. I learned this morning, I did submit some affidavits to the state about 2 weeks ago. What I failed to send also is a video associated with those affidavits. So I'm just asking for some time to get those over to him.
Okay, so on April 14th, it says state to speak with defense witnesses.
Okay.
And so you were to give that information. So you're saying there's new information?
Well, the affidavits he did receive and he has reviewed, but there is a video associated with those.
All right, and this video, is this video of the alleged scene or?
It is.
And so have you turned that video over?
I have not, Judge. I thought I had, but I learned this morning that I did not.
All right, and when are you turning that over?
As soon as I get to the office.
All right, let me see. Brenda, do you see what page Mr. Ortiz is on?
Page 10, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Marcos Ortiz, can you recall this in 2 weeks, please? All right, so we're gonna come back on
9 a.m., Judge, in person.
9 a.m. and that's also a jury trial setting and plea deadline date.
Trial and plea deadline.
Mhm.
Okay.
Receive a reset form for Ms. Ferguson.
Very well.
Thank you.
Raymond Christo, please.
All right, so Raymond Christo, yes, what's going on?
Conferred with Ryan Groomer. He's made us an offer.
Okay,
I've conferred with my client, Judge. He needs some time to think about it, please.
all right, how much time are you asking?
30 days, Judge, please.
All right, Raymond Christo,
Do you want him to come up, Judge? He's in
yes.
custody. Come on up.
Deputy Laura, can Mr. Christo come up?
Come on up, sir.
Yes. All right, Mr. Memori, did the state tell you how long it would take to look into the other matters?
Judge, they already gave us an offer
Okay,
with everything. I think Mr. Groomer conferred with County Court 13 people.
okay,
I think the court's helped.
okay. And so when are you set, and are you the attorney who's on his misdemeanor cases
Yes,
as
Your Honor.
well? When is that setting?
Those are. Judge, I don't have the date on those.
Mr. Raymond Christo, can you look up the county court and see when that is set? Here's one of the numbers. It's 671-686.
They're in County Court 8, Judge. That was my mistake. They're in
Okay.
County Court 8.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
It's, I'll give you anyone. It's 671-686. No, I know it's 10:48. When is it set?
Okay, it's gonna be May 16th. May
All right.
16th.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Christo, are we able to bring that back? He's setting county court on May 16th. Can we do it a little after May 16th? And then there's an assault, bodily injury merit. Is that also in county court number 8? Okay.
Yes, Your
Who is 8?
Honor. Judge Roman.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna come back on May 19th. Mr. Christo, Ms. Ferguson, can you give him a reset form? And Mr. Christo, that's your plea deadline date.
Yes, sir.
Court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause after that date. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This is on the recall one, it's Daniel Vasquez.
Can I see the following Daniel Vasquez, please?
I'm sorry, Judge, I should have known better. I should have gotten the file first.
You know, it's just.
I know,
just breaking
I
my
know,
heart,
I
breaking
know,
my
I know.
heart.
Judge, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you know what, I forgive you because you actually put the date. And your penmanship is awesome. Brenda, have you seen Michael's penmanship?
Let me see.
It hasn't gotten to the phase where it's.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, I'm like,
I'm not jaded that minute.
what are you trying to say about my penmanship?
Your signature's gotten better, Judge, I'll say.
Don't show it to my mom. But if you can just give the top portion to Lupe. Yes.
Rodriguez, 21 CR 777. I don't know. It's not on the table stuff. What's this thing? 21 CR 777.
Yeah. 777.
Thanks.
I only see GPS on the Western brand. On the set was given. I don't see any.
May I approach your owner?
Yes.
I just wanted to say hello and tell you your flowers are gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
They're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Is that Mother's Day?
No, I have, well, I keep saying I have no children, but my children are my students, so.
Oh, I didn't know you taught also.
Yes.
Oh, well, they're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
You have good students. It's nice to see you.
Okay. All right, Christopher Rodriguez.
Approach.
That's the
Back,
reason that
back over there.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's Brenda. I don't have to wait for Brenda. Okay, just
No
give us a moment. So, guys, here are the rules for those who came in late. That line there, I don't know what you call it, but don't come past that line. And if you want to speak to me about a case, you need to grab the file from the clerk, and the clerk will put it here and it will be placed in order. And also, if we could not try to crowd Brenda. See how I did that without mentioning any names? Could we not crowd her? Okay. So, let me see. All right, so you recall today, did you view what you were supposed to view?
We did, Judge.
All
Members
right.
had a lovely lunch. Went and viewed the property.
All right, so where's your client?
He's here.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, come up.
And Judge, correct me from your notes, that I had that we were recalled to see what the status was of make sure we had accomplished the property inspection and then set for.
I write everything in here.
Perfect.
Let me just tell you what it says. April 26th, recall May 10th, 2022, defense to view drugs in person. Then there's be a plea deadline date the next day, then set for jury trial.
Perfect. Okay.
So have you got an offer?
We have, Judge.
Do you have all the discovery? Have you viewed everything you wish to view?
I believe so, Judge. Yes. And just to alert the court, there is a night mag case that's a higher level offense than this. That's a December offense date, December 21. So just letting the court know, make the court aware of that.
Okay, well, we'll be trying this, and then whatever happens with that happens with that.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, I need a plea deadline date for next week, please. All right, so on May 16th, you're gonna come back here, and at that time, you're gonna let the court know whether or not you accept or reject the plea deadline. I'm sorry, reject the plea, and then after that, you're gonna be given a jury trial setting. So Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset time.
Okay. Do you want us here in person on the 16th?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, it was open at the time. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, who's the attorney on 1 for us? Is there an attorney here on 1 Flores?
It was Shannon Locke.
Okay.
Call me, Judge.
Yes, what's happening with your case?
So we had previously talked about getting some statements translated. This is a very complicated case involving many body cams, almost all in Spanish, all in the Spanish language. The state has translated my clients, the defendant, and the passengers' statements, and those were the interviews. So those were translated, provided to me, but there's a lot more that needs to be translated. So I'm talking to the rumor, but I need to talk to Marcus about.
Okay, because this translation has been going on for more than 10 months.
I mean, Your Honor.
It's been going on for 11 months with the translation. On January 10th, 2020, an offer was tendered. Next setting, acknowledgement of discovery. May 21st, 2020, discovery issues. June 10th, 2020, reset to July 6th for discovery compliance. September 10th, interpreter needed, regular reset. January 28th, regular reset. May 13th, regular reset. This is not in my handwriting. That was from another judge. July 15th, there's supposed to be video transcripts. They needed to be transcribed. Then August 31st, recalling for October 22nd, 2022 video to have the videos translated. Now we're still here, almost 11 months later for translation. So when is it, I mean, when is this translation gonna be done?
I mean, that's not my, so if the court would like to order us to go to trial with just what they've translated.
No,
let's
my
go.
question is, when is the translation going to be completed? Who has the documents? Who has the videos that need to be translated? Do you not have the videos?
I have the videos, Judge. Yeah.
All right, so.
And I mean, I speak fluent Spanish, so I'm fine with it, but it's not in any admissible form. It's not in any admissible form.
Okay, so are you looking to use those videos?
I think that the state needs to translate
Nope, that's not my question. My question is, are you looking to use those videos?
for impeachment purposes, some of them, yes.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but I'm not giving more resets for translations. Ms. Ferguson, can you set this for jury trial in July, please?
Not the first 2 weeks.
All right, everyone, the court's going to take a 5-minute break. And those of you who are not done exactly by 12, you're going to be back here at 1:30, and we're starting a jury trial at 1:30. I will be right back. Can you put me on mute, please? So we'll get with you in just a moment, just have a seat. Ms. Ferguson is looking for a date. All right, and is there Jose Diaz here? Jose Diaz. Did you check to see if he's in the hall? Thank you. All right, Caleb Coleman Lee.
Yes, Judge, I'm here for Mr. Coleman Lee.
Yes, so what is happening with that case?
This is the first time we've received an offer on this case, and so my client would like some time to consider it.
And at the last time, the state was going to speak with some witnesses or something. So has that been done?
I don't know, there was notations in the file that they had reached out to her, but not a confirmation that they've talked to her.
All right, my understanding was there was someone, I believe you wanted them to speak with.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so do you know if they've had a chance to speak with them? Because that'll determine on when I set you.
According to what I was told today, that's still something they have to do. They have to still do that.
Okay. Do you have all the discovery?
I believe so.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Caleb Coleman Lee, can I have a 30-day reset, please? All right, so we're gonna come back on June 21st. That's gonna be your pre-deadline date, Mr. Coleman. So at that time, you'll need to let me know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer or not. The court will not consider plea bargain agreements after that date unless there's good cause. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form for your client, and then you both are excused.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, who is on Kevin Castillo? Good morning. All right, what is happening with Mr. Castillo?
Judge, we received an offer today. I'd like to review the Coban video. So we just gestated for about 30 days.
All right, where is Mr. Castillo? All right, if you come forward, please. All right, so this is a state jail felony. Does he have anything else other than this that's pending?
No, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Kevin Castillo, I need a jury trial date. A jury trial date. And it should be a short trial at the state jail felony. June 21st?
Yes.
All right, your jury trial date and plea deadline date is June 21st. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, make sure you get the reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, bring it here back. Where's the file? All right, who are the parties on Liscano?
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, how are you doing?
See how the day goes.
You know, it's always a beautiful day, right?
I have a question for you, Judge. I have yet to have had any settings with you on a Monday. What spiel do you give when it is a Monday? You say don't make it into a Monday when it is.
Oh, yeah, don't make it a difficult Monday, because I mean, every day that we're alive is a day that's beautiful, and it's a day to do great things.
All COVID, I have waited 2 years to hear a Monday.
Hey, don't make it into a difficult Monday. You should come in. And you know, everybody should be great on Mondays because it's like new beginnings, you know? Even though it's Monday.
Yeah, but it's Monday.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 2709, State of Texas versus Brandon Renee Liscano. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brian Guerra for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
John Pettis for defense.
And are you Mr. Liscano?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, I'm showing you discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Liscano, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Liscano, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you. And you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I need you to speak up because you're mumbling.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're doing that Seinfeld thing where you have a low talker, so don't be a low talker in court. Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Did you intend to give up those rights
Yes, ma'am.
and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently confident and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Liscano, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain agreement. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 6 months in the state jail facility. There are no applications. There's to be restitution, if any, to Cicely, C-E-C-I-L-Y, Beltran, B-E-L-T-R-A-N. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to the offense as charged, as filed in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Judge. State would offer state's exhibit number 1 and all attachments.
No objections, Judge.
Mr. Liscano, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Liscano, this happened on January 2nd. So you started the new year off very badly.
I agree.
Do you know how much this red Cadillac costs?
No, ma'am.
And it will never be the same.
Yes,
You know, I'm a firm believer, once someone who's not welcome to ride in your vehicle rides in your vehicle, the vehicle will never be the same. It's time to get rid of it. So don't do that again. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Court is going to follow your plea bargain agreement. Court is going to sentence you to 6 months in the state jail facility. Give you credit for any time served. Restitution to Cicely Beltran, if any. Is there anything else on either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Judge.
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Beltran, I'm sorry, Mr. Liscano, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
I have, yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you, Mr. Liscano. We can go off the record. So tell me, the next tattoo, whose name is that?
My son.
How old is your son?
11.
So here's the thing, I know sometimes people have faulty memories and they can't remember children's names, so they tattoo them. You're gonna have to start making better choices so your son can look up to you, you understand? And be in his life. So now by this sentence, you're gonna be missing a portion of his life that's very important. Like you're not gonna be going to school to see him do field day, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other point, did that tattoo hurt?
It did.
Did you ever say, hey, I'm gonna stop, or you just,
Finish it.
how old are you?
30.
All right, so don't be the person who's at the state jail facility or at the Bexar County Jail or at the prison. When people want to know how things run and they say, ask the oldest person here, and they say, who is it? And they say, oh, we call him Grandpa Lizana. Don't be that person, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, who is here on Daniel Macias?
You go. RJ Marcus.
Yes, where is Mr. Macias?
This is on an off docket matter. I just needed to approach you on that motion.
A motion for what?
For amend the bonds. I already talked to the DAs, they agreed to remove the scram device because it's already on ignition interlock. We filed that motion on last Monday.
So is the state in agreement to this?
Yeah, to the scram device.
Judge, I think he has two requests, Judge.
Yeah.
I didn't oppose the removal of the scram since he's on ignition interlock. I wasn't sure why he was on scram and ignition interlock. But the second one, the special needs thing, I think that would be useful for him. So I think he said that their main request was for the scram to be removed.
Yeah, that's correct.
They're asking for the removal of the bonds condition special needs unit.
Correct. I think we're agreed as, I think what he's trying to say is we're agreed as to, the state doesn't object to the removal of the scram and they're withdrawing their request for the removal of the special needs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Only gonna proceed on the scram removal. Well, I have the order. That's the order. I ordered it?
Yeah, it's attached.
Oh. Thank you.
Excuse me, do you have a white pouch, please? Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe excuse.
Yes. All right, who are the parties on Albert Alvarez Jr.? Mr. Alvarez. All right. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 11156, state of Texas versus Albert Alvarez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Brian Guerra for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Linda Corley for Mr. Alvarez.
All right, Ms. Corley, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have reviewed it with my client, Judge, and I received everything listed on the index. I'm not aware of any outstanding discovery.
All right, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Alvarez, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, we are waiving the enhancement allegations. We're proceeding as a second degree felony. Agason.
Any objection?
No objections.
Mr. Alvarez, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Very satisfied, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor, I am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 20 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There are no applications. There's to be restitution of any to Eduardo Murillo, Murillo. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, there have not.
Then to the offense was charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence.
Statement offer states exhibit number 1.
No objections.
Mr. Alvarez, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we just request that you follow the plea bargain.
All right, and there's no issue with sanity or competency.
Judge, I've had many conversations with Mr. Alvarez in reference to all of those issues, and I am comfortable moving forward at this time.
All right, the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 20 years in prison. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. Give you credit for any time served. There's to be restitution and no contact with Eduardo Murillo. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Judge.
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, Mr. Alvarez, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor. I do.
All right, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Alvarez. Mr. Alvarez, you're gonna have to do better. You understand?
I do understand, ma'am.
All right, and you have neck tattoos as well, I see. We can go on the record.
What's that?
I said you have neck tattoos as well as I see.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Were they painful?
Yes, ma'am, but I don't plan to get any more.
Okay, you never think about stopping. You're just like, let's finish it.
Yeah, it's done.
All right. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, really excuse.
Sounds like we start at 12. Okay. Cycle for the $100,000 they spent per court for this acrylic. Do I need to? I need to do whatever you tell me to do. We've conferred. Marcus Sanders is the prosecutor on it. He's on trial somewhere else. Omar Koronga. Correct. Yeah.
Or they can see it. So.
Yeah.
All right, Omar Kalunga. Yes.
No, she would have to do that now.
Okay, my understanding is an offer has been tendered.
A tentative offer, yes.
All right, I have that as being tendered on April 14th.
That was before my time.
Okay, but you received the discovery?
I have the discovery they have. I still have questions about some discovery I don't believe I have. So I don't want to say I have it all because I think there's stuff they don't have yet that they need to get to me.
What's
I think there's some other witness statements. I think there might be some CPS records. There's some. That's a good start.
okay, CPS records, is this with family violence? then?
No, but the complainant has pending CPS cases regarding his dealing of methamphetamines in the neighborhood and the effect that's had on his children, which would go to his character, which would be admissible for me. So I at least want to inquire about that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Kalanga. Recall this in 3 weeks for discovery. All right, we're coming back on June 7th. So if there are CPS records, you need to speak with the state to give those CPS records.
Because I'm going to talk to Marcus, because Marcus has been the one working on this case, but he's picking a jury somewhere else. So I'm going to wait until I can get an audience with Marcus, and he and I will discuss all these things.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
June the 7th?
Yes, June
Okay.
7th.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it.
Decia Garcia?
Deja.
Deja. All right, I'm pronouncing all the letters.
I did that at first too. I said, yeah, I said Decia, which is
Okay,
pretty too.
where is she?
She's right outside the hallway. You put her in here.
Yes. And did you see Ms. Garcia anywhere in the document? Page 7? 11. Okay, thank you. All right, so what is happening with this case?
Judge, we've worked out a plea deal on this case. She's also got a misdemeanor, which Ryan is wanting her to plead on before he'll do the plea on this case. It's in County Court 13, civil, working remotely today. She won't even talk to anyone not on docket, so I'm not able to get that done immediately.
Okay. Let me send an email right quick to find out what day that can be heard. So if y'all will step back, just give me a moment.
I do not appreciate it.
Well, we do have Judge Gonzalez's email address. For some reason, it's not popping up. No, I tried that and it just won't pop up. But I appreciate that.
Always try to be helpful, here, whatever little way that I can be.
You know, some are listed in the system as judge. I tried everything. I tried Gonzalez. Oh, I found it.
Our speed limit.
Okay. Ms. Settle, is this going to be a plea in the misdemeanor court?
One is going to be pled judge for a JSAT and the other one's going to be TIC.
Okay.
Saying he has to be confident in the PRI. That's what happens to me. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Ms. Settle and Mr. Bowman, can I see you up front, please? And if you could meet me.
Do you want the noise?
Yes, please. All right, and what date are we doing on Mr. Juan Flores? 1 4.
You said July.
July 5th. All righty. All right, so you want number? Mr. Juan Flores is going to be set for jury trial July 5th.
So my first 2 weeks of July, I'm on vacation. Is there any way I can do it afterwards or before?
That's all the time we have.
We
Where
do-
are you going to be?
I'm gonna be in New York. We could do the week before. Fine with that.
All right. Let me see. All right, Norma, do we have June 27th available or not?
You want to just do the following week? This is July 12th. All right. Oh, July
Those first 2 weeks are good. So. Should I do the 18th or the 19th of July?
11th.
Okay,
You're saying the 18th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the 18th.
perfect.
Can I see the file back, please?
Yeah.
Your Honor, Mr. Toussaint will come back at 1:30.
Yes.
So, Your Honor, I have a federal debrief at 1. Is there any way we could come back at 2?
No. Sorry.
That's fine.
All right, and we'll start the jury trial then. He needs to be here at 1:30.
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Mr. Flores, please excuse.
He needs to sign the reset form. Yes, Velasquez.
He gave her a-
Thank you, Norma.
All right, what is happening on Velasquez? Velasquez.
That's all we want to do.
Where is Velasquez?
He made it in, Your Honor.
Yes, what is happening with this case?
It was reset on April the 13th for a 30-day reset for discovery compliance. I've received the discovery. I've looked through the videotapes, and the prosecution has tendered a plea offer. I think the prosecution is considering a re-indictment for a second-degree felony, not the current third-degree felony. But that's up to the prosecution to respond to.
All right, so what are we doing with, is he, Mr. Velasquez? Are you accepting the state's plea or not?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you want a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, can I have a plea deadline date for Mr. Velasquez in 2 weeks, please? The 24th. All right, so June 24th is your plea deadline date. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date without good cause.
May 24th.
May 24th. So the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements after that date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, Tron. You're excused. You just need to get a reset form from the coordinator.
Thank you.
And Mr. Velasquez, don't be
Yes.
late again.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Wait, Tron. Yes, my understanding that this is set for jury trial. On what date do we have Mr. Wheatron coming back? All right, so we're coming back on July 5th. That's your jury trial date.
Judge, I've got several trials that week.
All right, we'll see what happens with the federal trial. If the federal trial doesn't go, then you're coming back here July 5th. All right, you need to get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson. Where's Mr. Wheatron? Is he, we didn't bring him because he was, okay. All right, Mr. Right now, your client's plea deadline date, of course, has expired, and the court will only accept a plea after that date, which is already expired, only if there's good cause shown.
Judge, I have continuances in all those cases. As
I'm
of this
sorry?
morning, only one had been filed and been accepted. I would have to-
Okay.
So,
Just moment. If you don't have a file in hand. you
No, I
can't-
just want to know if I made the cut.
Oh, you're gonna have to come back at 1:30.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Who are the parties on Gilbert Gonzalez? Where's Gilbert Gonzalez?
He's in custody, Your Honor. Right now.
Court is calling 2020 CR 7589, State of Texas versus Gilbert Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Ryan Grummer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Ray Lopez for the defense.
And are you Gilbert Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you saying Gilbert Miguel Gonzalez was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 7589 for the offense of evading arrest, detention with a vehicle on January 14, 2022 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Judge. Violating condition number 1 on or about the 9th day of April 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Gilbert Miguel Gonzalez committed the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State?
Violating condition number 1 on or about the 9th day of April 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Gilbert Miguel Gonzalez committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance, PG1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
And finally, Judge, on or about the 9th day of April 2022 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Gilbert Miguel Gonzalez committed the offense of UCW handgun in a motor vehicle in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, did you understand, state?
And we waive the remaining conditions, Judge.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, did you understand by pleading true to violations of conditions 1, 1, and 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations of conditions 1, 1, and 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find 1, 1, and 1 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge. We have an agreed recommendation to make to the court. We'd ask you to enter an adjudication of guilt and revoke Mr. Gonzalez's probation in consideration for his plea, and we'd ask you to sentence him to 3 years TDC. In consideration for his plea on this case, the state would be dismissing Night Mag 656-791, Night Mag 656-792, and County Court Case 682-686.
All right, and those are not being taken into consideration, it's just a dismissal?
No, they're being taken into consideration. Yes, Judge, sorry.
All right, is that the agreement, defense?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez, are you asking the court to follow this agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court is finding you guilty, not granting you community supervision, going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for time served. Taking consideration Night Mag number 656-791, 656-792, County Court Cause number 682-686. And there's to be no contact with Jessica Leyva, Leyva. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. So, Mr. Gonzalez, how old are you?
I'm 21, man.
All right, so what are your plans for the rest of your life? Are you just gonna be going on a crime spree?
No, man. My plans are to get out as a changed man and support my family, my son and my wife.
How old is your son?
My son's a year, 6 months.
So why couldn't you just do right?
It's just I was at the time, going on the wrong path, and it was kind of hard for me to drift off. Drugs had a lot of doing part into it, so hopefully me doing this time now, I get to sit down and rehabilitate myself and have a new start.
Okay, so here's my advice for you. Your son is young. Do not do this nonsense where you come in out of his life just to cause trauma and trauma. If you're not going to be a good father to him, someone that he can look up to, you need to just pay your child support and stay out of his life. because he doesn't need that. Children already have enough trauma from all of the new technology and other people. You don't need to add to it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you go to the prison, you need to really internalize and work on yourself. And when you get out, you need to be a better person. If there are drug issues, there are plenty of free places that you can go to help you with that. And what's up with your neck tattoo?
Just silly mistakes I made when I was a young teen.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with tattoos. So if you think it's a mistake, then I don't call it mistakes. I call it bad choices. Right? So you didn't go to a tattoo parlor and with your friend, and all of a sudden you wake up and you have a tattoo. You made a choice to get it.
Yes, ma'am.
So is it painful?
Just my cheekbone.
What do you have in your cheekbone?
I mean, my jawline. Just right there.
So what is that supposed to represent?
Just a lot of nonsense.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Do better. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day.
Okay. Can I give you some discussion?
Yes.
Judge, did you read the steps on the throat slashing one?
Yes. I was just fucking.
Yeah, they didn't know each other, I guess, and he was all Nate. I mean, it had to have been a drug trip of all drug trips or something, because all of his history, he has some violent stuff, but a lot of it was like drugs and some type of push or something. Right?
All right, Ms. Settle. Received a reply from the coordinator, and it's like, I'm out of the office. And returned on May 12th.
Oh, yes, I got that too, Judge.
Correspondence will be returned at that time. So on Ms. Deja.
Deja, correct.
Deja Garcia. Can we recall this for Thursday? I understand that you'll be maybe there for, well, she's saying she's not coming back.
Yeah.
Not returning messages. All right, let's do this. Can you reset it for Thursday, the 19th? Is that doable?
Is that
All
for
right,
a
because
plea?
she's saying that they are going to do a plea and misdemeanor. Now, if something happens where you're not able to do the plea before that date, if you'll let us know before then, and then Ms. Ferguson can remove it from the docket.
Okay, Judge, and can we do the plea over Zoom? And you, will it be Zoom? Yeah.
It'll be at 1:30.
Oh, 1:30, okay, on the 19th, all right. So,
All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
thank you, Judge.
All right, two of the parties on Brandon Guzman. Yes.
He's in custody.
Yes.
Judge, I think you recall this from today. This was a case I was going to look into where we were on some things that Robert had requested from Tom. I've not had the opportunity to do that, Judge, just honestly. So I'm going to try to figure that out. But obviously, Mauer keeps coming back here. So not I say that.
But is that in a bad way?
Like a bad painting.
No, I feel bad because I see him sitting here. I know he has other stuff going on, but
Oh, no, he
but I'm
knows
trying to
coming
look
to
into
the,
it.
he
My
knows
favorite
coming to
place
the
to be.
187. Isn't this your favorite court?
I'm gonna bring a desk over, maybe,
Could you make it a small desk, because we're running out of room?
and a small pillow.
Yes, and a portable AC.
So Judge, that the entire issue here is these cases have been progressing for a number of years, and about a year ago, Tom had provided ballistics
information because there's two separate groups of cases. And then subsequent to that, the next setting, I was given cell phone tower data. I got an expert, looked at the cell phone data and said it's useless without the mapping information. The FBI is in possession of the mapping information. They're the ones that provided the data. So we keep coming back here to try to get the FBI to turn over the mapping information that my expert says we need, otherwise the data is useless. It's not like TV where on cell phone data, you can put somebody within pinpoint location, you have to have the mapping data.
But you mean it's not like television?
Unfortunately, no.
It's not like CSI?
No, there's no like.
criminal
computers.
minds?
No, particularly not with our FBI apparently, as far as how they're doing it.
Brenda, or we could go to my area. You mean it's not like Barnaby Jones? Barnaby Jones accomplished things.
Who was that? I was a Cannon. Who was, remember, was it Cannon?
Yes, Cannon.
That was
yeah.
my guy.
And you know, it's so funny, Ryan doesn't know any of these shows that we're
I've
talking.
heard that Barnaby Jones, I've at least heard the name. I don't know if I'm mistaken.
Mannix.
Which one?
Mannix,
Maddox, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Beretta.
I like the guy. Who was the guy with the tan raincoat? Always walked around with a cigar in his mouth.
Oh, that's Columbo.
Columbo's, he did a great job.
Streets of San Francisco.
The old original Hawaii Five-O.
Yes, Adam 12,
Dragnet.
Dragnet. So it's not like any.
So
of
old
those.
I am. I remember was going, what?
Yeah, nobody, your client doesn't know what we're talking about. He's gonna ask for another attorney. He's like, my attorney is speaking gibberish.
So just my thought was, if they can't provide the mapping information, that I just asked the court to exclude the cell phone data entirely and we proceed without it. I mean, I was gonna ask the court to consider, based upon the delay in turning over discovery, that the court grant my client PR bonds, even if it's on full house arrest. He's been in custody the entire time. The delay has not been due to anything he's done. The state has filed several motions for continuance. Not Ryan personally, but I know Tom had before when he was on the case, and Marcus when he was on the case, and then evidence kept popping up even after we were going to try the case originally when COVID hit. Evidence continued to come forward, and now this latest bit of evidence that the FBI has still not apparently turned over to the state, and it's harming my client.
Okay, so I'm not gonna give him a PR bond for murder, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, felon in possession of a firearm, another aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I mean, I would have considered giving him a PR bond for the possession.
But pretrial services does such a good job supervising people. They can handle it.
So,
Judge, and we may, honestly, Judge, we may just be I just need to figure out, I didn't know this was even a request that was with the FBI. I just need to figure out who Tom has talked to. I played a little bit of phone tag with him after hours, but I wasn't able to get in touch with him. But, I want to figure out, maybe we do have it and it hasn't been sent over to our office since it's an agency thing. But I can attempt to do that as soon as I can kind of line up those things. It was just something that wasn't on my radar that was happening on this case.
okay, so state, when you're saying you have a chance to look at that.
I'm hoping by the end of the week, Judge. I just need to get in contact with Mr. Nesbitt, and then I need to figure out who the contact was at the FBI and reach out to them and figure out, is it done? If it's not done, what timetable we're looking at, or if it is done, how to get that to Mr. Mellon.
So you will have that done by next week?
I can do that.
Okay. So then we will need a trial setting shortly thereafter. So.
Judge, if you're not going to grant PR bonds, would you consider bond reductions?
All right, have you filed motions?
They've been filed for some time.
All right, I
It
don't
should be in
have.
there. I'll have to check, because there are a lot of cases.
All right, if you can check on that and we'll set that and have that heard.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back next week. And next week is not gonna be his jury trial.
Okay,
of course.
just a discovery date.
So next week, we're gonna find out about the FBI issues and we can hear your motions for bond reduction. And if you want to confer with the state on that, see what they can, if they'll agree or not agree. So Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Guzman, can we set this for next week? Later in the week, because that'll give you more time.
Thank you, Judge.
On the 19th? All right, so we're gonna set it on the 19th.
It'll be the afternoon.
Okay, so the 19th at 1:30. And if you will get the reset form from Ms. Ferguson.
It'll be a Zoom.
Okay, it will be via Zoom.
Do you mind if I just, it's easier. I'm old school. Is it possible for me to just come to the courtroom?
Will you bring a laptop? Oh, no, we don't need you to have a laptop because we have computer capability here. So yes, you can come in, but your client is going to be by Zoom.
Okay, that's fine. I still carry pieces of paper in my pocket, Judge. if my
You do?
note-taking, so.
You know, just like Columbo, the little notepad that never ran out of pages.
He's my spirit animal.
All right, we will see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and was John Alva brought over?
Yes, he's downstairs.
Okay. So Norma, you said the defense attorney is ill. All right, let her know, we're not gonna do any further recalls because we keep recalling this case. for her. So what date does she want it recalled back for? All right, we'll come back on May 26th.
It was up.
Who's on Licio Perez Rodriguez?
Judge, good
Yes,
morning.
good morning.
He was brought back from yesterday. He was acting out. He had been in the state hospital for 3 years. He was transferred back to Bexar County January of this year. The state hasn't been able to locate his file. I did speak to Sally this morning. I can't pronounce her last name, but she's assigned to the mental health docket. Anyway, she vaguely remembers the case. I think she was going to make a recommendation. She wanted to see if she could, she wants to review the case, but of course she's got all the mental health cases going on today. To see if she's going to make a recommendation or who would make a recommendation in this particular case. I'm asking the court for at least a 30-day reset on this.
So let me ask you, do you know if your client is on his medications or is he decompensating?
He told me this morning when I visited with him that he is on medication, but I was reviewing his file and there's 15 different medications. I wasn't able to get an accurate number of medications he's on right now, but he is calm, he's passive, he's able to speak with me, even though he has auditory problems. We just want to figure out where we're going to go with this gentleman.
And does Ms. Onkefer, does she give you some kind of idea of when?
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
And say, do you know, are you all gonna have to recreate the file or do we know what the file
Judge,
is?
honestly, I'm not positive. I think the file is, we'll probably recreate it if we can't find it. I think that it went to competency and back and forth, so we can recreate it. I think all the e-discovery is still there, because I think I looked at it last time. But I think what Mr. Jimenez wants me to look into is a couple things that developed during that process with the competency stuff. I can make him an offer, but it doesn't sound like that's what he's looking for right now.
All right, so here's my concern. I can give you a 30-day reset, but my concern is he's gonna decompensate if we keep pushing this off and pushing this off. So I'll give you the 30-day reset, but if you all find something out before then, let me know so we can put it on the docket.
Yeah, I want to resolve it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Licio Perez Rodriguez, can I have a 30-day reset? June 7th. All right, so it'll be June 7th. And would you prefer your client be by Zoom or in person?
Probably in person, Judge. He'll just be distracted.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Ferguson, even if it is a Zoom date, we'll meet Mr. Perez in person. Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, give you a reset date.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Yes. Okay, yeah, give me whatever. Yeah. Okay.
All right, who is on Victor Perez? Victor Perez. Who's your attorney? All right, then swear him in, and this will be the last case that we'll do. You're gonna have to come back at 1:30. I don't know where your attorney is and why I was doing the file.
Which one, Judge? I'm sorry.
Victor Perez.
She's in trial in Buffalo County.
Okay, so do we know when she's gonna be done with trial?
Probably by Thursday.
All right, and you can reset this then in 2 weeks. All right, we're gonna we're gonna give you a reset form for the 26th. And Brenda, are you okay to do this one plea and then we'll break? All right, could the parties come forward on Albino Flores? And Rebecca, this is for probation. Court is calling 2022 CR 2349, State of Texas versus Albino Flores. Could I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Brian Oriel for Mr. Albino Flores.
And are you Mr. Albino Flores?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you a document entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I believe that we have yet, Judge, and I have reviewed it.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Albino, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, I believe we're proceeding under a lesser included offense of DWI first.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated as a Class B misdemeanor? The range of punishment for that offense is up to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
That's right.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe that he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is, Your Honor.
Mr. Flores, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of DWI first. Your punishment is to be assessed at 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. There's a $1,000 fine, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, I do.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
That is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal the only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service restitution, DWI intervention, VIP line, 1 year Texas driver's license suspension, and ignition interlock for the full term. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offense of driving while intoxicated as a misdemeanor and a DWI first, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Judge, state would offer state's exhibit number 1.
No objections, Judge.
Mr. Flores, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, the right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of DWI first. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, he's willing to abide by the conditions set forth. We will not see him here again.
All right, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I flip houses. I'm an investor.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
What are their ages?
A 1-year-old, I'm sorry, 21-year-old son.
All right. All right, this is what court is going to do. The court will sentence you to 180 days in the Bexar County Jail, suspended and prorated for 2 years. There's a $1,000 fine that will be prorated. 150 hours of community service restitution. The court will deduct 40 of those hours if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination. That's completely up to you. But if you've received it or are going to receive it, the court will deduct 40 hours. DWI intervention, VIP live, 1 year Texas driver's license suspension. You're to have the ignition interlock for the full term. There should be regular UAs, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Field visit, regular 1 time per month. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs?
No, ma'am. Were you going to do any sober support meetings like AA or NA?
Yes. We'll do AA meetings 1 time per week. Mr. Albino Flores, with regards to AA meetings, I'm requiring you to do 1 a week. But if you need more than that to remain clean and sober, that's not going to stop me from ending your probation when it should be ended. Do you understand? So you need to figure out what it will take for you to remain clean and sober and do that. While you're on probation, you are not allowed to drink alcohol at all, even in your home. You understand? Yes, ma'am. All right. Anything else, Rebecca?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you in the court. Well, is there a warrant? All right, I'll recall that. You're welcome.
Judge, may I approach to grab his?
And Judge, I'll be up front in a little bit to go over his documentation.
All right, thank you. All right, with that, we're gonna go into recess and we will be back